I can't even see myself in bright light. Holy shit, I'm very grainy looking. You know what? I tried switching filters, nothing works. You can see me from this far. It's good enough for me. Alright, well, sequels. Just one word. Sequels. Sequels are very hard to do for a number of reasons. Number one, and obviously the main one is when the sequel is made, there was surprisingly an audience who had never even seen the first one. And, that's a difficult task. Because, if the audience never saw the first one, they don't know what happens there. And then, and sometimes that sequel ends up being more a remake of the first movie. Again, you can't see me properly. You gotta go back. Yeah, see? But there are some times where there is a sequel. There's that rare opportunity where the sequel is a sequel to the first one, hence sequential film. But the film is so good that it can completely stand out on its own. One of the prime examples of this is Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Because even if you were I bet there was more people who saw that movie that never saw the first one. But yet they saw the movie and they understood what was going on. They didn't need to go back to the first movie to revisit. That's what a good sequel does. The same thing with Aliens. If you never saw the first one, you can kind of get the gist of what's happening. The interesting thing is that both films were directed by James Cameron. Maybe the guy's good at doing sequels. That's the weird thing. Writing and directing said sequel. And sometimes, like even the Marvel movies, you know, I don't know what I was thinking, but I gotta maybe I gotta switch lighting. I've been babbling for like nearly 3 minutes. But one sequel is sadly nothing like what I mentioned. One of the display capture. Sorry, edit these things that it's. One certain sequel came out in the early 2000s to the sequel to a very successful movie in the 90s. That sequel was Men in Black 2, which I'll say had a lot going for it. You had most of the people from the first one returning, so you had Barry Sonnenfeld as the director, you had Will Smith obviously coming back. But okay, there were some parts to like. There's some things to like about Men in Black 2. There are some few funny moments there. Like the Balchinian one is the funniest one. Also, the scene where they're in the train station, they're at the locker and they open the locker and it's like a bunch of aliens who worship K. It's like that was easily the funniest part. It's like imagine having a locker full of miniature aliens and they view you as your god. That was funny. The funniest part was the large adult entertainment section in the back, and it switches to triple. You see the three X's, you see the triple X. Will Smith is like, now that's just nasty. But the sequel, Men in Black 2, is unfortunately one of those sequels that in the end tried so hard to recapture the magic of the first one, but they ultimately redid the same things. And okay, I'm just gonna look at it. How long? All right, Black 2. All right, stylized as MIB 2. All right, let's see. Receiving mixed reviews from critics and grossing. Okay, production. Despite some initial involvement from David Koepp, who left to work on Panic Room and Spider-Man, the script was written by Robert Gordon and later revised by Barry Finaro, who added pop culture references, something which Gordon had deliberately avoided. Sonnenfeld took issues with the producer's focus on the love story between Will Smith and Rosario. His character saying, I learned that on Wild Wild West that honest. This is interesting. The ending of the movie, the climax, was originally filmed against a backdrop of the Twin Towers of the original World Trade Center. But after 9/11, the climactic scene was refilmed. Other scenes incorporating views of the Twin Towers were re-edited or reshot. I remember that there were so many movies shot around 2001, pre 9/11, that I remember the trailer for Spider-Man 1 was a Twin Towers trailer. And it was obviously the teaser trailer, which was essentially the announcement that a Spider-Man movie was indeed happening. And that trailer was everywhere. And then 9/11 happened, and then I think Sony and movie theater chains pulled that trailer, but you could still find it on YouTube. Yeah, but this movie had a lot of problems going. Also, I have a feeling this film was rushed into production, because given the constant rewrites, from what I read, and like in between June 11th of 2001 and September 23rd, 2001. That feels like they had a tight time. They had a small time to release the movie compared to the first one. Also, the film is like 90 minutes long, so that's easily the best part, but 88 minutes is like, yeah, it's 88 minutes long, so that's the only positive I'm giving it, but this film was just not good. Also, this was one very Sonnenfeld. I think this is after Wild Wild West, so let's see. Adam's Family Values, For Love or Money, Get Shorty, Men in Black, and then Wild Wild West, and then after that, it's yeah. Also, I think this is when Will Smith was still suffering from. This is, I think, after Wild Wild West, so he was like slowly trying to regain. And this had just come out. Now that I think about it, it just came out after Ali, the movie where he played Muhammad Ali. God, I go so long. All right. Let me see. All right. The Legend of Bagger Vance. That's a good one. At least from what I know, it is. Yeah, then Muhammad Ali, executive producer. Yeah. Then Bad Boys 2, Jersey Girl. Okay, iRobot was pretty good. iRobot I actually did enjoy. But yeah, how long did it take for the first movie to be made? Development, filming. Filming began in March 1996. Many last minute changes. Yada yada. Trying to see where it takes place. Okay, it started filming in earlier, and then you compare it to like, um. But yeah, the first Men in Black movie was a special thing that Men in Black 2 could sadly not replicate. The film just felt like something heavily rushed into production. And Doug here is finally reviewing it. I might agree with him on some points. Most of them. This movie's okay, and as far as Men in Black 3 goes, it's decent. Should it have been shorter? Yeah, I mean, it's not top tier good, but it's a decent film. Alright, Men in Black 2 by the Nostalgia Critic.
This episode brought to you by DoorDash, the app that brings you food you're craving right now, right to your door. Also brought to you by Omen. Play together, watch together, chat together, all with Oasis by Omen. Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to.
I have expected someone to show up, but
You ever have that friend that everybody's like, oh, I hate him, and you're like, oh, come on, he's not that bad. And then you let some years go by and you see him again, and you're like, oh, okay, maybe he was a little bad, but still not as bad as everybody said anyway. It's Men in Black 2.
uh, Men in Black 2 for me is like, oh yeah, that was a thing. That's my reaction to it. I'd say just watch the first movie instead. But for the love of God, do not watch Men in Black Internet. I will say this: Men in Black 2 is, although miles better than. Forget it, I'm gonna leave it for the end.
Released in 2002, 5 years after director Barry Sonnenfeld's critical and audience smash hit, Men in Black 2 did not grab people like its predecessor. In fact, it was ripped apart when it came out for doing, honestly, what a lot of sequels do.
The exact same goddamn thing.
The same goddamn thing.
Great mind. How did I know that?
Leads that were axed off were brought back, small comic relief were given bigger roles because kids liked them, promising new characters were dropped, and nothing evolves because we got our status quo.
Also, a rushed production.
Though the series would redeem itself with the third film, only to lose us again, a part of me does feel bad for this movie because, I still got a few laughs. It's nowhere near as fresh and original as the first, but it's got some creative moments and good writing. But it also doesn't. I think it's worth checking out once more to see if it's really as bad as everybody remembers it. So get ready for a universe of, I don't know. This is Men in Black 2. It opens with kind of a confusing intro about an alien race who visited Earth. Oh, not the story about the aliens themselves, more the presentation.
A quasi-government agency known as the Men in Black supposedly keep us safe from aliens throughout the galaxies.
I guess it's supposed to be like an old 60s show with Peter Graves hosting, but they're talking about the late 70s, so this must have been filmed in the 80s, and this looks nothing like.
Hold on, I have to get something. Very quickly. Alright, let's finish this.
Like the 80s. I know, I'm still in a time where people are obsessed with looking like the 80s still.
Zarthons bring with them.
Hey, it's better to. Well, I think it's now people are more nostalgic for the 80s. I'm nostalgic for the 80s, and I wasn't even born in it. But ever since Back to the Future, I started to love of. I really do wish I had a time machine to, like, forget about this bullshit reality that we're living in now, this COVID era. Which, despite all sources say, I have a feeling that the pandemic will never make things will never go back to normal. I'm still gonna be wearing masks, even if I do get a vaccine. If it's like anything, I'm like, yeah, I can imagine going into a Best Buy and people think I'm gonna try to rob from them. I'd be like, no, I'm keeping this on just in case, because one, I don't know if I have a contagious disease, and two, I don't know if I have a contagious disease. Maybe not. Maybe like some reason I want a hazmat suit. I should just wear a hazmat suit everywhere I go. Oh god. So just to check the position of the camera that I'm at. That's good.
Them their greatest treasure, the light of Zarthon.
Oh, because we wouldn't think this was real, that's why these are funny. Yeah, this opening needs an identity. As the credits roll, a small ship lands, and I do mean small, they actually do a pretty good job tricking you into thinking this is gigantic. Really?
Okay. That was funny. The fact that it's set up to be big, then we find out, oh no, it's a tiny ship. That is easily one of the funnier moments of the film. What I'm saying, this film's a mixed bag because there's so much funny moments in it, but there's so much wrong with it too.
Small ship lands.
Rick Baker, okay, easily one of the better things this movie has going for it is they brought back Rick Baker, Academy Award winner Rick Baker, to do the makeup effects. Easily whose makeup effects was the saving grace of the Grinch movie.
And I do mean small, they actually do a pretty good job tricking you into thinking this is gigantic. Releasing our villain. She's a shape-shifting plant alien named Serlina, played by Lara Flynn Boyle. Not a great baddie, but like D'Onofrio, there's some good visual jokes with her.
By the book this time.
Oh yeah, that one. Also, he introduced Patrick Warburton. This is what I don't like it because the way they set up the first one to have that character be a partner of Will Smith's. What was her name? Plus, I'm on IMDb. I'm trying to do some stuff on it. See, Men in Black. Type 1997 film because. Alright. Cast. Cast. Alright, I'm trying to look at it. Linda Fiore. Yeah, Laurel Weaver. And it's like, yep, forget it. We're not doing this. Yeah, what was she in actually? All right, yeah, she was in After Hours. Um, Last Seduction. She also did Dogma, and yeah, she stopped doing much after that. I think she retired from acting. What does it say? Yeah, she's still alive, but she retired from acting. So yeah, man, that would have been such a better thing. That would have been better, but no way. Oh yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio. Um, Sorry.
Got it.
We cut to Jay, played again by Will Smith, and his new partner T, played by Patrick Warburton.
What the hell are you doing here, worm boy?
And the effects do not work immediately. Again, because pretty sure Sony was like, you gotta rush the filming. Which is sad, because, yeah, ILM worked on like they did the first one. And even they can't get the effects to look. This just screams of early 2000s CG. But back then, most productions of movies had to be rushed because, the studios only care about their money instead of the quality of the film. Which is very sad.
Kinda stupid.
Biggest problem with the film? I'm always imagining the better movie it could be if he was teamed up with someone different. Yes, Smith and Jones worked well off each other, but Warburton would have been great. He's one of those actors whose unique delivery can make anything sound funny.
When was the last time we just looked at the stars?
This is a test. I can do this.
Even the last film was promising Linda Fiorentino as the next.
That's what I would. Yes, I remember. I wanted that so much, and then the sequel was like, no. You know what? If this was during the time, no, this wasn't. Honestly, no. Tom Rothman is now run. I wouldn't be surprised if this was Ike Perlmutter. Uh, it feels like they brought Ike Perlmutter in as a creative consultant and said, "No, no, no, you shouldn't do strong. No one wants to see lead girl characters, right? They should just be men. Now do it." I'm imagining Ike Perlmutter flashing his gun, so that's why you can't see it. Why? Why did you do this to us, Sony? Why?
Team up. That would have been cool.
Interesting job you guys have.
There's a couple reasons flying out there though why this didn't happen. The original rumor was Tommy Lee Jones didn't like her and kept her off the film. But not only did Fiorentino herself debunk this, but he pretty much told Jim Carrey he hated him, yet still acted like just as big a dumbass alongside him. It doesn't check out. Fiorentino said she had another movie so she couldn't make it. One of the producers said they offered her the role, but it was too small. Sonnenfeld himself said he wanted Tommy Lee back because, quote, I learned from Wild Wild West that audiences didn't want to see Will as the straight man. That's the biggest problem you got from that movie, huh?
There was more wrong with that, Barry. I'm sorry. There was more wrong with Wild Wild West. The major problem being, going back to Will Smith's filmography, Will Smith filmography, here it is. There was lots wrong with the movie. Alright, here, you want to see? Yeah. And what's worse about Wild Wild West was this was just when he was after Fresh Prince. He had done Bad Boys, Independence Day, First Men in Black, Enemy of the State, which is a great film, and then Wild Wild West was like that was the. Sometimes it makes me want to. I wish I had like some type of mushy pumpkin, like a moldy, mushy pumpkin that I just wanted to mush, just unleash my anger on that. I remember I used to have a ball that I would keep on me sometimes because sometimes a squeezy ball. Don't I? That's not what I mean. You know, would be something good with stress, but you know, I gotta get a ball. I think that'll be good for my anger. I have real anger issues, man. All right, I'm gonna try and get through this without pausing because I'm probably 20 minutes in, and Doug, acknowledge the problem for me. You do you. I shouldn't pause.
The irony is, Will is actually pretty good as the straight man. You can tell he's evolved as a character, but still has the flaw of not finding a partner who's good enough. And he still has the same charm and energy despite being so bitter.
Oh, we've seen it all. Oh no, a 600-foot worm! Save us, Mr. Black Man!
Y'all just sit there like.
He even has a good speech about what it means to be a hero just for the sake of being a hero.
You ever heard of James Edwards? Well, he saved the lives of about 85 people on the subway tonight. And if no one knows he exists, how can anyone ever love him? 85 people on the subway tonight. Ever heard of James Edwards? Well, he saved the lives of about 85 people on the subway tonight. And if no one knows he exists, how can anyone ever love him?
Well, pulling the plug on After-Earth would have been a good start. He wipes his partner's memory and even gives a lame reason why Fiorentino isn't in this one.
You can't count Elle. I mean, she wanted to go back to the morgue. I helped her.
That's exactly what they had in mind for the ending of the first one. Was recasting not a thing yet? While Serlina picks up a
Recasting. Batman Forever.
henchman named Scad, played by a not entirely, but mostly wasted Johnny Knoxville. Oh, wasted like they did utilize him, not wasted, and maybe both.
Third Rock from the Sun.
Wasted Johnny Knoxville. Oh, wasted like they did utilize him, not wasted, and maybe both.
Third Rock from the Sun. I never got that till now.
She's looking for the intergalactic MacGuffin known as the Light.
Where is the light?
Well, I hope that increased budget went to a really spiffy apology effect.
Please, whoever you are, don't hurt me.
Laura, played by Rosario Dawson, tries calling the cops.
There?
Like I said, still get some laughs. Scad doesn't find anything, and Serlina kills the owner, causing Laura to be sad. Oh, a later scene is telling me this is a clever Easter egg, but it's not. Just throw any clever plot twist into the Remember Me bin. Jay is sent to investigate, but Zed, played again by Rip Torn, says he needs a partner.
Oh, Rip Torn. Yeah, this is the last appearance of Rip Torn. Sad. I miss Rip Torn, man. It's sad that he's no longer with us. I miss that guy.
No reason, just movies like this always have partners.
Jay, wait up!
Oh, he's got the little suit now available with a large popcorn!
And so you're back from outer space. I just walked in.
You think you got problems? I'm partnered with a pig, an alien, Siamese twins, a sofa.
Who needs to make jokes about these tropes when the Critic made it 8 years before this movie came out? Jay talks to Laura in another maybe romance that ultimately leads nowhere.
If I see you again, will I know it's you?
I'll see you.
You have really pretty eyes.
No, really, what were we doing with these? As Laura takes all this life-changing information way too well.
I'm a member of a secret organization that polices and monitors alien activity. Ben was an alien. So were the people that killed him.
Okay. I did a sheet of acid the size of a notebook, so I'm fine with all this.
I'm gonna say it. I like Rosario Dawson. I like her. She still looks great for her age, man. I'm surprised the critic is really well restrained because I remember when he did the video on Pluto Nash. It was like talking about it was the one scene, and Pluto Nash is a horrible film, but he was talking about the one scene where they were doing the mirrors. Eddie Murphy and Rosario Dawson were doing the mirror thing, and you know, I think Eddie Murphy's like, the character of Pluto Nash is like, you should really make your ass look huge. And Doug is like, why would you want to try and perfect Rosario Dawson? She's perfect. And I agree. Rosario Dawson is really beautiful. Also, really great actress. I love Rosario Dawson, man.
I have to.
Kill me.
No.
Jesus, even that she barely flinched at. She's all, I got like 20 other key
Clerks 2, Lego Batman, Mandalorian, Daredevil, Sin City.
things to be, and if my role here is cut short, I won't lose sleep.
Excuse me.
He decides not to wipe her memory, leading to this awkward line.
What about the flashy thing?
I'll flash you some other time.
Okay, now I'm starting to see why he doesn't hook up in these movies.
Yeah.
As he discovers
That is like, yeah, that is hashtag me too. You would not survive 2 seconds with that line. I'll flash you some other time. Police.
Of course, Kay needs to be brought back because he's the only one who knows where the light is.
Going to get Kay, the legend, the go-to guy.
Why the hell not? Why the hell not? I promised I wouldn't pause, but it's too hard not to when there's so many problems with this. This would have worked better. Okay, if the movie was, without Tommy Lee Jones, and they had like a certain cameo at the end of the movie, where someone delivers mail, to the Men in Black house for some reason. He's like, all right, I got some mail here. All you got to do is sign here, sign here, sign here. Okay, and Will is like, Jay's like, okay. And then Tommy Lee Jones, then Kay gets it, the thing, the clipboard back. He's like, you want mine? What do you want? Why are you looking at me like that? He's like, no, it's just you remind me a lot of someone I used to work with. I got that a lot. And then he walks off. After watching this movie, I came up with a far better idea, or maybe someone else before, but tell me the movie could have been. Tell me, come on, tell me what would you think? It would have been better if they just called in Tommy Lee Jones for a cameo, because there is really no reason for Kay to be here unless it was the studio notes. God. This hurts. This freaking hurts, man.
The greatest agent in MIB history.
Frank! This is just a personal thing, but I really hate it when a lead goes from just another member of an organization to suddenly the greatest who ever lived in the sequels.
The legend, the most respected agent in the history of MIB, the most feared human in the universe.
I'm not saying Kay couldn't be the best, but there was something cooler knowing everything he did was just protocol. Like, this badass efficiency is how everybody worked. It makes this underground world feel more impressive. But I guess he's just the best there ever was, so nothing in this film is gonna be topped. At the most, it'll just be repeated, which we've established this film is very okay with.
Okay. C. Express mail to there.
When Kay does return, played again by Tommy Lee Jones, he again plays the part well, and it does lead to a really funny scene with Smith reprising his old beatbox voice.
I remember seeing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Hold on, I gotta pause here. Recording, oh my god. Yeah, what I was trying to say, I remember that from Fresh Prince. I don't remember what episode it was. I think it was Ashley was angry at Will. and Carlton can't remember. And Will does that thing, the usual Will Smith beatbox.
Old beatbox voice.
Yeah. Well, let me try it again. I want to see if I can do it right.
To a really funny scene with Smith reprising his old beatbox voice.
Hold on. I can't do it. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not Will Smith. I can't do it as good as Will.
Scene with Smith reprising his old beatbox voice. By the way, that's Biz Markie, so all these sounds you're hearing, they're real. Check him out, it's pretty cool.
Why do you think you're so comfortable here?
Also, Kay's reaction to finding out everyone he's worked with is an alien is pretty in character. Finding out everyone he's worked with is an alien is pretty in character.
I wonder who that guy is. It's not Doug Jones.
Shh! Wanna get this video demonetized? Oh yeah, remember that perfect bittersweet ending with Kay reuniting with his wife?
It got thrown away.
She left him.
You know more about what's going on out there than you do down here. That's why she left you, Kay. That's why your wife left you.
Isn't that exactly what you wanted to see?
No.
When you saw that last few minutes with the nice music and breathed a sigh of both sadness and joy, didn't you just want him to say, "Ah, gotcha! Everybody's miserable"? Hell, if the movie was actually about him having trouble with his wife because of his past, that would have been interesting. Maybe she could have even been a character. But nope, they rosed her out of this pretty fast.
If things don't add up, it's hasta luego, you know what I mean?
Kay does decide to go with him. The role reversal here is pretty fun. Kay is now the clueless outsider, and Jay is the one mocking him left and right. No doubt enjoying how the tables have turned.
Your favorite weapon?
That?
Yep.
Tommy Lee Jones's underreactions are hilarious as he tries to stay in control, and I'm sorry, this is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
What's this?
All is lost! All is lost!
Don't touch that!
Every time
Okay, that is.
I see this scene, I just love looking in the background thinking that civilization is facing their Armageddon. It's like the writers of Rick and Morty took over for a millisecond. And then it's back to the other writing.
What about that position you promised me in Men in Black?
Still working on the Alien Affirmative Action Program.
I can be Agent M.
I think this was his 9th attempt at making a comeback, and how's that working out? It's working out well.
Oh, I remember all this. This was one. I think this is during the child abuse trial, which it's been a long time actually. I think it come out to be false. Yeah, the later years were not good for Michael Jackson. I'm gonna say it. I liked Michael better when he was black. Yeah, just Michael Jackson as. Although this was easily one of the better parts of the movie. Nice for me.
While every creature makeup nerd smiles seeing Rick Baker adjust someone's disguise, Serlina attacks, and honestly a very embarrassing takeover. This took like no effort whatsoever.
Wake up, champ!
I like Johnny Knoxville too much for a he'd only make out with himself joke, but I will say this bit of Jay rambling is so awkward, it does circle around to being funny again.
You used to love getting flushed. Yeah, every Saturday night, you be like, flush me, Jay, flush me. I'd be like, no.
Or maybe it's just that pouty face he makes. I'm gonna have that be my email signature for a while. Yeah, some of these jokes are dated, but others
Actually, it came with a black dude, but he kept getting pulled over.
Yep.
are now uncomfortable.
Oh, damn it! I can't believe I laughed at that. Yeah, that joke is uncomfortable. Oh, I'm now remembering last year. I'm so glad the cop who killed George Floyd is now in jail. Justice for George. Justice for George. Justice for George Floyd. It's actually the top thing at my Twitter page. I do have Twitter, but I don't share it with people.
They make their way to Jeeps, played again by Tony Shalhoub, who I swear is turning into Megavolt, who says he has a deneuralizer in his basement.
Hold on, I just gotta really pause because my dogs are being a pain in the ass. Okay, I'm recording. Maybe I could just put the shade up here now. I can see better, thank God. Brightness is like 100.
meant to get Kay his memories back. Serlina sends henchmen out to get them. By the way, count how many times they reuse this shot, as Kay's memories seem to be brought back.
You're back.
No,
How'd you know his head would grow back?
it grows back.
Good to know as a postman, he was totally okay being a murderer, too. He gets his memory back minutes later in, again, a really funny moment.
Damn decent of you.
I don't know, can I recommend a movie with only 5 really good scenes? And he goes back in to fight off the henchmen.
Kate, he's a Balchinian.
I don't care if Doug hates this film. That was one of the funniest ones. Oh my god. The Balchinian. Okay, he's a Balchinian. Cool.
Shame he's not a stunt better, Anne. Come on, this dude created... Shame he's not a...
Balchinian.
Shame he's not a stunt better, Anne. Come on, this dude created Underworld. He could teach you some better moves.
Looks like you were in a pretty tight spot, kid.
I had this one handled.
You need a partner.
So now that Kay's back, I guess Jay's a dumbass again.
Don't worry, the movie's almost done.
I always do the driving.
I drive the new hotness. Old and busted, new hotness.
Will, do you think Tommy Lee Jones can kick your ass? Seriously, this scene should play like this.
Old and busted, new hotness.
Then we could get to James Brolin a lot faster.
What?
Then we could get to James Brolin a lot.
That's Josh. James is... Oh, God. What is it? Hold on, I have to pause this video again. I'm doing this, like, unedited. Officially. I'm like the dog that just comes in the shot. 8 frames per second. Alright. I'm gonna see if I can try and get this fast. I mean, let's see. Only 11 minutes long, so... Yeah, only 9 minutes left, yeah. That's Josh Brolin, Doug. That's what I was trying to say. That's Josh Brolin. James is his dad. James God. Alright. Sorry, I'm not, I've realized something over recording these videos. I'm never gonna catch a break.
Faster.
Do not skip to an ad.
This is Shock Jock Radio, all shock all the time. Thank you, Random Sound Effect. Hey, you know what's really shocking? People don't realize what a great deal DoorDash is. Thank you again, Random Sound Effect. Did you forget that one thing at the store? Now you can get snacks, drinks, and household essentials in 30 minutes with DoorDash.
Oh man, DoorDash connects you with the restaurants you love right now right to your door.
Thank you, easily replaceable co-host that laughs at everything I say, and now you can get the grocery essentials you need with DoorDash. Get drinks, snacks, and other household items delivered in under an hour. Don't know what that sound has to do with anything, but ordering is easy. Choose what you want from where you want, and your item will be left safely outside your door with the contactless delivery drop-off setting.
Wow, with over 300,000 partners in the US, Puerto Rico, Canada, and Australia, you can support your neighborhood go-tos or choose from your favorite national restaurants like Popeyes, Chipotle, and Cheesecake Factory. I should have taken a deeper breath before saying that sentence.
You're fired, and now I have a special offer. For a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter the code Nostalgia2021. That's 25% off and up to $10 value and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter the code Nostalgia2021.
Don't forget that's code Nostalgia2021 for 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Subject to change, terms apply.
No, seriously, you're fired. Get out of
Do
here.
you even remember my name?
I sure do. It's...
That was a lucky guess.
I'll tell you what else is lucky, getting Omen. Sick of all those randos sliding into your team chat whenever you and your friends are grouped up in your favorite games? Then you need your own private oasis, your own paradise in the, let's admit it, wasteland that can be online gaming. Alright, is anyone thinking on these sound effects? Oasis is a free and easy-to-use add-on for Omen Gaming Hub that creates a virtual room for you and up to 15 of your friends for private gaming and watch parties. But Oasis isn't just any virtual room. With low latency, 720p, 30 FPS screen sharing, and seamless audio quality, you can quit worrying about technical difficulties, stop arguing over who has the worst internet connection, and get to playing. Why would water have anything to do with this? And because you can use voice or text chat while you share your screen or play along with someone else's, Oasis Oasis is the best way to hang out when we can't, hang out. Make sure you have Omen Gaming Hub installed, then get the Oasis add-on to build your own gaming paradise. I can't even right now. Play together, watch together, chat together, share together, all with Oasis by Omen. Go to bit.ly/nostalgiaoasis to download Oasis on the Omen Gaming Hub and try out the beta version now. That's bit.ly/nostalgiaoasis to download Oasis on the Omen Gaming Hub to try the beta right now. That's it, I quit. I'm going to Mime Radio. At least it's quieter over there.
That's perfect.
Back at headquarters, Serlina tries to get info out of Zed, but joke's on her, he has some terrible stunt work too. So, there are scenes where Will Smith's 4-year-old son took over directing, right?
You know what? It's not that far off.
Did I mention yet Jay goes back to being a dumbass again?
I'll contact the eyewitness.
We need to neuralize all the witnesses.
See, I had originally I was going to
Did Porky Pig write your cue cards? You were not this stupid in the first half!
5 years, you're still acting like a rookie.
Man, tell it to the hand.
Yes, once Austin Powers and Beautician and the Beast cemented this as timeless, it only made sense to incorporate it here.
I forgot about Beautician and the Beast. That was I think that movie was made during Fran Drescher's time on The Nanny. Because The Nanny was from I miss The Nanny. Also, Fran Drescher still looks good for her age. I'm not gonna lie. I miss The Nanny. I want to rewatch it. I wish I could just get like the full DVD set, which is I think available at the Shop Factory.
They return to the pizza shop to meet up with Laura as Kay has an old picture that might be a clue. Did I mention yet Jay goes back to being a dumbass again?
You pointing at
3 goddamn times, Doug. 3 goddamn times.
something.
The astronaut. Now he's pointing.
Who would stack pizza boxes like this? It's an arrow.
We killed the cat that ate the rat that lived in this dead routine. Next! They want Laura to be safe, so they hand her over to Slimer. I mean Olaf. I mean Minions. I mean these side characters that totally work their way organically into the sequel story.
They're worms.
Once you go worm, that's what you'll yearn.
Yeah!
Even though they didn't speak English before, they tested well, and now most of the climax is around them. Speaking of climax, a lot of this dialogue has aged a little creepy.
Horribly.
Watch out for Nebel. It's fine. Everything's straight. It's safe. Don't fall asleep.
Rosario's usual protocol when she visits a con. They visit a locker which contains another clue, and again, this was a
really hilarious joke. It's easily my favorite scene in the movie, is this scene in the train station.
Really great bit.
All hail King! Oh, King, can you see?
It's a whole civilization waiting for Kay's return, and they formed an entire religion around him.
We have lived by its word.
That is like Rick and Morty. It reminds me of the episode of Rick and Morty. It was in season 1, if I'm not mistaken. Season 1 or season 2. And that was when I was just starting to watch Rick and Morty. And so there would always be shrink down, there's a whole religion, shrink down, there's a whole...
Word and peace has reigned throughout our world. Pass it on to others.
I didn't know Ralph Bakshi cameoed in this. I like, too, that they all have blue-collar New York accents. Almost like they've picked up how the train passengers talk when they pass by.
Large adult entertainment section in the back.
Oh, that is so disgusting.
That's just nasty.
You left your would-be girlfriend with worms that are probably on a list. I wouldn't talk. Yeah. The clue leads them to a video store, run by David Cross, who shows them the video that played in the intro, which brings back all the memories to Kay. They realize they have to get going and tell the store owner to basically get a life, leading to probably the darkest joke in the movie.
You want to go to Cambodia?
Yeah.
Hey, Mom.
Damn, Sonnenfeld, your Addams Family was showing. More, please? Laura is captured by Serlina, and, of course, the worms want to help save her. Time for the exact same shot from before.
Serlina has the bracelet. Why'd she take Laura?
She also wants me.
You know, I get wanting to repeat your first film. Do you really want to repeat your current film? They load up on weapons in a family's house. Again, this is the stuff that's really fun about Men in Black. Right down to the director's cameo. And even build up a pretty creepy foe here.
Their Eagle Scout Agent J caught me siphoning the Earth's ozone to sell on the black market.
They keep showing this guy who wants revenge on Jay, and everything from the way he looks to the way he moves is surprisingly unnerving. Okay, I'm looking forward to how they fuck it up. Okay, first of all, they kinda did this joke in the first one. Not that this film would mind that at all, but two, they look like shit. It's like if Shredder mixed Jesus' DNA with Mini-Me. The simple tall guy in a cloak was actually more fun. He defeats him and they escape, revealing that Laura was the light all along.
I'm the light? No way.
You have a planet to save, Laura.
Oh, and remember that Easter egg I mentioned before with it raining when she cried?
When you get sad, it always seems to rain.
Well, lots of people get sad when it rains.
It rains because you're sad, baby.
Okay, cool. What does that add?
Nothing.
If there was, say, a scene where she said she was happy and it was raining, that might be something. It would show she was lying and it would further something about her character. But this is just a last-minute detail simply to be a last-minute detail.
Plus, I can feel the end credits coming up.
Also, did he say baby?
It rains because you're sad, baby.
Don't do that, creepy. A ship comes to pick her up and take her back to her planet as Jay is once again a bridesmaid instead of a bride.
It's not fair.
Never is.
You've seen each other twice in 1 week. I think you'll get over it. Serlina attacks again, but they defeat her just in time for Laura to get away. No, really, these effects are dick.
You had Industrial Light and Magic doing the effects for this. Although I'm pretty sure they were busy working on Minority Report, so that makes sense, actually. You know, you put shitty effects in this movie to do better effects on another movie. Makes sense, you know, if you were doing the effects on Minority Report.
With everyone seeing the fight, we get a highly impractical, but still kind of cool visual.
Kid, I'll get you trained yet.
Thank you all, New York, for looking at the statue at the exact same time. I don't care, it's still cool.
Yeah.
Everyone tries to make Jay feel better by getting him the rodents from the locker earlier.
All hail Jay! All hail Jay!
This leads to an ending so rushed, I swear it was written, shot, and rendered all in the same day.
They need to know the world is bigger than that.
Mind blown? Wouldn't be the only thing that blows in this movie. The best comparison I can make to this is Ghostbusters 2. Minus the spectacle element, because this really did feel like a smaller movie. Like that movie, though, it scraps any new or exciting ideas and
Fix something. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep the camera wide. I'm just gonna keep the webcam wide. Let's finish.
and puts things back the way they were because our fragile little minds can't handle anything different. For what it's worth, as these retconning sellout sequels go, it's got some decent moments. I do laugh more than a handful of times. When it doesn't work, it's not painfully bad. And the actors and world are still likable enough that it does make me glad I saw it at least once. But I'm not gonna act like everything said against it isn't true. It does feel cheap, it does feel rushed. And not only does it repeat the same elements
That's what I said, it feels rushed.
as the first film, but it retcons the first film's ending so it can do it. And that just feels lazily manipulative. I guess it's not good, but like Ghostbusters 2, I do have a bit of a soft spot for it. What do you think? Do you think people are overthinking a popcorn movie? Or do you think even popcorn movies deserve more than this? Let me know your thoughts on not the worst, but certainly not the best, Men in Black sequel. I'm a nostalgia critic, I remember, so you don't have to.
I'll flash you some other time.
Doug, why would you do that to me? Why would you play that line? Are you trying to get me in trouble with YouTube? Alright. Oh, that's cool. Buster is behind Doug. That's awesome. I know the names of Doug's cats. If you find my comment, it'll be here amongst the 700 comments. I would say, though, against all odds, I would rather watch Men in Black 2 than sit through Men in Black International. That movie was bad. Let me see what movies Industrial Light and Magic worked on in 2002. Industrial Light and Magic. My mom's. Oh, shit. I clicked on the wrong thing. I was supposed to click on the wiki page. But, yeah. Let me just close the door here, so my mom doesn't hear anything coming from here. I'm actually gonna watch a bit of TV with her now. Although there's one part I'm trying to skip from a show me and her are watching, so yeah. Just alright. 2002. Imposter, The Time Machine. Oh, Big Trouble. Star Wars: Attack of the Clones. Born Identity, Minority Report. Men in Black 2. K-19, The Widowmaker. Signs, Bloodwork, Punch Drunk Love, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and Gangs of New York. They worked on 13 films in 2002. Yeah. It's funny, this movie, alright, when did Men in Black 2 come out compared to Minority Report? Alright, Minority Report came out on June 2021. Came out in June 2021, and this thing came out 2 weeks after it. But yeah, I think all is said and done when it comes to Men in Black 2. It's a mediocre film. So let me know what you all thought of the movie. I mean, I personally still find it eh. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. And click the link in the description if you anyways, I'll leave a link to the original video down below, a link to Channel Awesome, and a link to my Instagram. Thank you as always for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Godspeed, everyone. Should I show the light? No, the lights. Yeah. I was gonna do a flash effect.